I'm going to give people literally a couple of minutes, but then we'll move on. Now, well, I will save it as I promised. I'll save this for you guys. If you guys say, hey, show that again, it'll be here. I don't save all my slides so that you understand. Okay, this one is saved. So I'm going to start, go and grab a new problem. All right, let's try something like 18. Well, let's try 20. Okay, let's try 20. There's a little minor trick, nothing serious, I'll tell you. Okay, guys, something you want to remember is when there is a radical sign, and we don't like radical signs, okay? When you want to remove it, it has to, before you can square both sides, make sure it's all by itself. Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, this is what I mean by that. I'm going to leave this guy here. I'm going to bring, it's called isolating the radical sign, okay? That's one way you can say it. I'm going to bring 6 to the other side. And that's very important, guys. If you're just going to square now, it won't work. It will, you'll do, even if you do it correctly, your radical sign won't go away. It'll kind of linger over. Now I'm going to square both sides, and I'm going to show you this one, okay? We have been kind of saying they cancel, and we showed it many times, but now we are just assuming they cancel. I square. Actually, I don't need this. Okay, I have to square both sides. And the right-hand side can be FOILed. That's a good thing. The left-hand side, the radical sign and the square, they cancel each other, and we get this, which is what we were trying to do, okay? And on this side, if you FOIL, you're gonna get x squared 12x plus 36. All right, you have to understand one more thing. It is a quadratic equation because the highest power is x, okay? And I want, if it's a quadratic equation, I want everything to be on one side. Let's just say right-hand side, doesn't matter. I'm gonna make the left-hand side 0, and I'm gonna say x squared is here, 12x is here, 36 is here, didn't do anything. But the 2x from left, when it comes here, it becomes minus 2x, and 15 becomes negative 15. Okay, now I am gonna say x squared 12x minus 2x is 10x. 36 minus 15 is, I believe, 21. I'm going to check. Give me 1 second. Okay, guys? Yeah, that's right. Okay. This is my right-hand side, but I don't like to write a 0 here. It seems awkward to me. It's not incorrect. So I'm going to write it here. Doesn't matter. I'm going to get rid of this. I have my quadratic equation, and the good news is I can factorize it. Okay, I can, and that's a good news. I'm going to go here. I'm going to switch to black. Okay, 7 times 3 is 21, and 7 plus 3 is 21. That's a good sign. I have some hope. And I forgot the x there, my bad. This is 10x. And this is plus. Okay. Now, we have done factorization, but this is what it's going to be. Now, you're going to say either x plus 7 is 0, x is -7, or you can say x plus 3 is 0 and x is -3. Those are your two choices. Now I am going to go check, and I'm going to be a little, I guess, quick, because you can almost do it in your head. When you replace x with -3, you're going to get -6. 15 minus -6 is 9, positive 9. Square root of positive 9 is 3, and 3 minus 6 is -3. So this one works out, and you can do it in your head easily. -7 times 2, I'm checking this one. Okay, -7 times 2 is -14. 15 minus 14 is 1. Square root of 1 is plus minus 1. Well, let's do it. Square root of 1 is, this is where we are. Square root of 1 is plus minus 1. Both are correct. And -6. We're going to look at -6 because we want -7. So yeah, if you ignore the plus and just take your -1, -1, -6 is -7. So both answers are correct. You can almost do it in your head. It's not really that difficult. I'm going to pause here for a couple of minutes. Okay, guys? Again, this thing is very annoying, the news feed. Any questions, guys? How did you get that? Can you do it again? Can you explain that again? All right, guys, moving on then. I think you get the hang of it. Let's try this one. Okay, 22. And then we're going to do the last chunk. Okay, let's try 22. Okay, remember the rule? When you want to square it, before you square it, you have to isolate the radical x. Everything else goes on one side, and it's not that bad. You're going to say +3. Why +3? -3 or -3 moved from left to right. And the right-hand side, -9 and +3 is x minus 6. Now I'm ready to square. Okay, if I square the left-hand side, I get this. If I square the right-hand side, I get this. And foiling allows you to do this or conclude this. Foiling allows you to conclude this. Now, it looks like a quadratic equation. The highest power is 2, and I want everything to be on the same side. I prefer the right-hand side. I can put a 0 here, but I'm not going to bother. I'm going to put it on the other side. Don't forget the x coming here, becoming minus x, and 36 staying where it is. That looks a lot better to me. And I'm going to move here. I'm going to write my quadratic equation. All right, this is a good one. And we're going to test it slowly. Okay, guys, this is a quadratic equation. I'm going to check my math, okay, real quick. 36, 12, -12, -1. Okay, I don't think it can be factorized. Okay, 36 is 6 times 6 or 18 times 2. I'm not getting the 13 that I'm looking for, so I'm going to use the quadratic formula. Okay, guys, and be a little careful. I'm going to bring the quadratic formula from you should have it in front of you when you take the test, but I have it here. I have my quadratic formula here. Instead of writing it again, I'm going to post it here for you. I know it's a little too big. Okay, so guys, right here, I am going to write, it's a good idea to write your A, B, C. A is 1, B is, and be careful about the sign, don't write 13, write negative 13, and C is 36. Okay. I am going to use the formula above. X is negative B, negative 13, negative 13. So if you ignore the negative sign built in, your answer will be incorrect. Plus minus B squared, negative 13 square minus 4 times A times 36. 30. If you can't read what I'm writing, all you have to do is tell what you write here. Well, let's do a better job. Okay, divided by 2A. A is 1. I'm going to write 2A. I'm showing you all the steps. All I did here is in this formula, I replaced A with 1, B with negative 13, C with 36. What do I get here? I get positive 13. And negative 13 squared is 169. And of course, most of you will use your calculator. 36 times 4 is going to be 144. I'm going to check it once again. I think that's right. Okay, 169, and don't forget the bottom. 2 times 1 is 2. So the good news is we're actually reviewing the previous section. We have been factorizing and we have been using formulas. So what do we get here? 169 minus 149. Let me find out what 169 minus 144 is, okay? 169 minus 40 would be 20. Is it 25? Yeah. 125. It has to be 25. Yeah. So this is, let me see if I can, don't forget the minus here like I did. Square root of 25. Square root of 25, which is a nice clean number, divided by 2. Square root of 25 is 5. So 13 plus minus 5 divided by 2. 13 plus 5 is 18. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Or 13 minus 5 is 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Okay, these are my answers, 9 and 4. Now I will check it. Okay, I'll check it in green. I'm kind of running out of space here, but we'll have to check this one because this one is, you know, a little complicated. I could have easily made a mistake, and if I made a mistake, I know some of you will catch me, and that's a good sign. Nobody said anything. That's a good sign, but we'll still check. So I'm going to check it very carefully, guys. I'm going to check the green one first in green. And I'm getting 9 minus 3. I'm not going to put the equal sign. Okay, I don't know. And 9 minus 9 on the right hand side. Okay, and square root of 9 is plus minus 3. I'm going to take plus 3 minus 3, which is 0. And 9 minus 9 is also 0. So yeah, it does equal. The left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side. I didn't put an equal sign because I don't know if they will be. It seems like they are equal, so I am in good shape. And I'm going to do this one in pink right here. Square root of, where do we do it? It also works out. I can already see it. Square root of 4 minus 3 and 4 minus 9. On the right, I have the right-hand side. On the left, I have the left-hand side. I didn't put equal sign because I don't know if they're equal. I hope they are. And this is plus minus 2. 2 minus 3. And let's take the minus sign because I want to make them equal, right? So suppose square root of 4 is minus 2, which is true. Minus 2 and minus 3 is minus 5. And 4 minus 9 is minus 5. So both answers match. The pink solution is here. Solution check. And the green solution check is here. So they are correct. All right. Sorry, it's a little messy, but it's all here. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to process it. Okay, guys? The key thing to remember, guys, is to isolate X radical, or radical sign should be on one side, everything else on the other before you square. If you don't do it, you're going to be going round and round in circles.
So is the answer 4 and 9?
Correct. And the best way to write it, of course, some of you write it like this. Some of you say the solution is 4 and 9. That's totally fine. But the quickest and the most formal way to write it would be this. Order doesn't matter. You could write 4, 9, but put the braces nicely because it's called a solution set. And that's why we talked about set. Okay, you can put 4, 9, the order doesn't matter. 9, 4 doesn't matter. Now, if somebody puts one answer and that's correct, either 9 or 4, you're going to get half points. Any other questions, guys, before we do one more? So the good news is you're practicing quadratic equations too. And quadratic equations can be solved generally by formula. Always works, but it's too much work. If you can factorize it, go factorize it. Just a tip. That should take care of all this. I'm going to work on this. This will, okay. It says making appropriate substitution. Let's try 4 to the 42. What is appropriate substitution? Not bad at all, guys. Fairly straightforward. Okay. I'm going to move on. So guys, what we're going to do, they're talking about, this is not a quadratic function, but to me, it has some resemblance. It resembles the quadratic function. Well, I'm going to say, suppose x squared is equal to y. It's called substitution. It's just the English word. And it's substitution. Oh boy, I don't know how to spell it. Substitution. Yeah, how do you spell it? Substitution. That's why I like the word document. Well, anyway. Substitution. Let's try that. Okay, that's better. Okay, so guys, make sure you understand that you have to substitute. If you substitute and things improve, you're in good shape. So what do I mean by that? I'm going to replace x squared with y. So this will become y squared. And this will become just a y. And this is 36. So due to appropriate substitution, by substituting x squared with y, simply replacing x squared with y, I now have a quadratic equation. I can handle it as if I'm working with a quadratic equation. And let me see if I can, I think I can factorize it. 36 is 4 times 9. And let me see. Yeah, 36 is 6 times 6. And 6 plus.
Professor, why is that 12 now?
Oh, great. I miscopied. Thank you, Jack. Thank you for catching.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, very good. Very good. I would have totally messed.
And the y has a 2 over it. Did we factor out 2 already?
Okay, let me do this step. Okay. All right. So guys, if you claim you're going to replace this with y, okay, then what is x4 like? X to the power 4. Remember, we can write it like this. Now, if x squared is y, can I say this is y squared? Would that be acceptable?
Yes.
So that's what I did. So instead of writing x to the power 4, if x squared is y, x to the power 4 must be equal to y squared, and hence I have this. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Good, very good. All right. Okay, now if you don't mind, I will erase this. Well, it's here for now. I'm okay with it. So guys, I'm glad my error was fixed. 36 is 4 times 9, and 9 plus 3 is 13. So I'm going to try to factorize it. You can always use the quadratic equation formula. Quadratic formula. I'm going to just factorize it as follows. Remember, I'm claiming 4 times 9 is 6. So the way I do it, put a 9 here. Don't worry about the signs yet. Put a 4 here. Okay. Since this is plus, the two signs have to be the same. They're both minus or both plus. If you try plus plus, this will become plus 13. That's not going to give you, that's not going to be correct. So try minus and it works out 9x minus 9x minus 4x. Let's do it nicely. This is showing you how to check. This is negative 9x. This is negative 4x. That is negative 13x. So this is good. Good sign is equal to 0. Well, I don't know why I switched to black, but let's go back to our green. All right, now, if you don't mind, I'm going to erase this. I'm going to erase the word substitution. Okay, I need the room. All right, guys, now we know, like before, x minus 9 equal to 0, or x is equal to 9. All right. Or x minus 4 equal to 0, or x is equal to 4. Now, don't, you know, guys, I made a tiny error, but I'll fix it in a second. This is y. We are working with y. It doesn't matter, but it does matter because x is already being used here. I don't want you to confuse. So this is all about y. Now, in your question, you don't have a y. This is a variable you made up. Yes, y is 4. I agree with you, but they don't want you to find y. They want you to find x. Now you're going to go back and very carefully, this part, so many students leave the answer as 9 and 4. They feel like they're done. They're not done yet. So I am going to go back. Again, this is crucial. You're going to replace y with x squared, and you're going to say x squared is 9. And you're going to replace y with x squared here. You're going to say x squared is 4. Now, how do we get rid of the square? You take the radical sign on both sides, and you get a clean x, and square root of 9, which is plus minus, will give you plus minus 3. And here, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to take the square root of both sides. The left-hand side will be x. The right-hand side will be square root of 4 is equal to plus minus 2. To me, I'm done. Not to me. For my exam, I'm done. What should my answer be? How should it be written? Like this. You can write plus 2, comma minus 2, plus 3, comma minus 3, or you can just save some time and do this. Again, this has 4 solutions, not 2. I'm going to pause here a little bit. It's called substitution. It is an equation that it's a polynomial with degree 4. It's not quadratic, but the way it's organized, we can easily turn it into a quadratic equation with a clever trick called substitution. I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes, okay, guys? Are we ready to move on, guys, and do a couple more? Or we have questions on this one? If we don't, we'll move on. Okay, let's try this one. This is another kind of substitution. I'm going to do some stuff. Oh, yeah, I may not be able to finish this whole section, but I would like to do a couple. Okay, you really want to understand this. This is a very, if you study math or science later in your life, you're going to see these. So I'm going to do this one. Most of the, a little trick, guys, most of the substitutions you would make so far will lead you to a quadratic function. So very carefully, guys. This is 46 from 1.6. That's what we're working on. I'm going to make this substitution. I want to x square here. I'm going to make this substitution. Square root of x is y. What does that mean? Okay, fine. This guy will be y. But what about this guy? Well, this guy will be square both sides of this pink equation. You're going to get x is equal to y squared. That's much better. Why? Well, look what happens. 2, instead of x, I'm going to write y squared. Instead of square root of 5, I'm going to write y minus 30 equal to 0. Okay? And the good news is, oh boy, I hate to, I'll tell you my story. When I see a 2 here, go ahead. Anybody wants to talk? Okay, if you don't mind, guys, I'm not gonna worry. I don't like to factorize things with the 2 here. Sometimes it works out. I'm not gonna test it 60, 20. I'm not gonna waste my time. I'm gonna use the formula, quadratic formula. This is a quadratic function in y. I'm gonna just use the quadratic formula. Let's bring our quadratic formula back. And that's our good friend. It'll always be with us. Okay. And you can use it on a simple equation too, but I wouldn't recommend it. But if you have to try 4 or 5 times, it's not worth my time. It's just a preference. Okay, so I'm going to just use this formula. And if we get a nice clean answer, that means we could have factorized it. We could have factorized it. Anyway, right here. Okay, I know this is an X. I know. Doesn't matter. Y works just as good. So I'm going to very carefully say A is, if this thing shuts down, guys, I'm going to be back. I'm going to work on it. We have 10 minutes. I don't see why I need 10 minutes. I'm going to work on it. B is -7 and C is -30. Okay, my Y, and let's just write Y, not X, because we have to be careful here. Negative B, just using the formula, plus minus -7 squared minus 4A, there's a minus here, minus 30 divided by 2A. Okay, -7 is +7. And this is 49. Okay, 7 square is -7 square is 49. Not a big deal. And this is going to be, I think 240, if I'm not mistaken, plus 240. I'm going to check again. Okay. So 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. I think that's correct. Negative and negative is, so that's right, I think. Of course, we'll check our answers. Four. 240 plus 49 is 289. I'm going to use my calculator here. 289, what's the square root of 289? I think it's 17. Good, that's nice to get a nice clean number. So it's 7 plus minus 289 over 7. Remember, 289 is 17. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't play with the factorization. I don't think you can factor. Oh, well, we're going to find out. What's 17 plus 7, guys? 24. 24 divided by 4 is 6. There's another one. 7 minus 17 is -10. -10 divided by 4, 5 over 2, -5 over 2. I'm going to double check my work a little bit, okay? -5 over 2. Now, one way to test it is go here, and I'm going to do a little quick check, okay? And we're not done. We're not done. Again, if this shuts us down, oh, we have 6 minutes. That's plenty. This is -5 over 2. Okay, I'm going to do a little quick check with my red equation right here. 6 is 6 correct. 6 square is 36, 72. I'm going to do it right here. Okay, number, calculate. 2 times 6 square minus 7 times 6 minus 30. I'm getting 0. That's a good sign. I'm going to check 2 times -2.5. -2.5 square. I know you probably can't see it, but I want to check so that I know I didn't make a mistake. But you can use your calculator, right, guys? So, okay, good news. Good news for everyone. Both answers are correct. The red equation satisfies. So I'm good for now. I'm not done though. I'm not done because I found y. I have to find the square root of x. Okay. So I will do it. Let me see where I can do it. I'll use green right here, guys. All right, so if y is 6, I really don't need this anymore, okay? Y is 6, this is 6. Square both sides. 36, okay? One solution. If this, try the other one, start with this. Y is -5/2. Square both sides, you're gonna get x is minus, when you square it goes away, 5 becomes 25 over 4. So your answers are, again, your answers are 36. I'm writing at the bottom left, 36, comma, 25 over 4. Now, I'm not going to check it. Sorry, what's going on? I'm not going to check this because I checked. I checked the red ones. So, and I can totally see my work. I'm going to go back and check my work again. A radical sign x, I'm checking the green work. X is square root of y is 6. So you square 36. And if y is -5/2, you square it, you get 25/4. So I know my answers are correct. And your answer should be written like this in the, I think I'm rushing because the computer will shut me down, but that's my answer. Now, let's see what's going on. All right, so this is where we are going to kind of stop. What does that mean? Of course, I'll be happy to take some questions. We have good 15 minutes. I could squeeze the last two problems. Those are, excuse me, those are a little harder, and I won't. I will keep this for an open discussion, just to let you know where we are. I'm going to do a few more. Okay, we really have to, and I'll do some of these. They're messy, they're ugly. It'll be nice to do it the first thing in the morning. You'll get more out of it. So that's all the lesson we have for today. We're going to work on that section tomorrow, and we will start a new section tomorrow for sure. But if you don't have any questions in 2 minutes, it's going to kick me out. So ask, and here's what I was thinking. We'll jump out of here. If you don't have any questions, you don't have to come back, but I will log on and be available for you to ask questions. All right, guys, see you soon. Only if you have questions. Of course, you can hang out with me. I'm not going to record anymore. Thank you for coming to class. Come back if you have any questions. Thank you.